All right, folks. A pleasant good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. We're coming to you live. We are coming to you live from the grounds of the legislature here in on Capitol Hill in Central Monrovia. I'd like to welcome all of you. The time right now in Monrovia is 20 minutes past 12 noon. And we thought to, as usual, bring you a quick update here on some of the happenings at the grounds of the legislature, bring you up to speed with what the unfoldings are here at the seat of the first branch of government. This place is a representation of the over 5 million Liberians throughout the length and breadth of this country, from the district level to the county level. Liberians across the country get to elect one representative of each of the 73 electoral districts, and two senators from each of the 15 counties to represent their interest to discuss issues pertaining to the the country and to ensure that their interest is met. And of course, we are here to bring you update with respect to some of the happenings. Firstly, we want you to give us a feedback on the audio quality. All right, so I'm getting an update that the audio quality is very good. Again, so I'd like to welcome you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nelson Colette. This is Spoon TV. On the camera is Ernest Benda. Well, today we thought to bring you a quick update. As most of you are aware, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the regular sittings here up Capitol Hill, where the House of Representatives and the Liberian Senate get to enter into the both chambers and do the Liberian people's business, whether it's discussing communication, receiving communications from the executive, or the enactment of laws, the passage of bills, and all of those different instruments, whether it's the exercise of the oversight responsibilities, bringing to the chambers, requesting the presence of heads of different ministries and agencies to know as to what their roles and responsibility are, how well they're performing their roles and responsibilities, and all of those things. Those are all issues that falls within the oversight, and this is where it all happens. Well, at the moment, just before going to the updates and everything we thought to provide you here, at the moment there is an active section ongoing at the House's wing. So the House of Representatives is now moving on with their sitting for today. And if you were to hear in the background, you hear the speaker and the folks, other lawmakers engaging as part of the regular legislative function. So session has been ongoing, or the sitting has been actively ongoing for about an hour now at the House of Representatives. Now, because that's according to their rule, according to their rules, they're supposed to start session by 10 a.m. The amended rule, I understand, says 11 a.m. Sessions are supposed to start. So the House of Representatives has been on course with that. But coming to the Senate, as you see the Senate's wing here, usually you will see the vehicles of the different senators parked there in the very good number. But as it stands, there are just a few senators here out of 30 senators, from the 15 counties. If you look out there, you count less than 10 vehicles, official vehicles of those senators. So the session from the angle of the Liberian Senate is yet to start, even with the time at 12:24. It's 24 minutes past 12 noon, and the session at the Liberian Senate is yet to start. Usually what happens is that most times they will go for consultative meetings and all of that, and following the consultations and everything, then they will proceed to the chambers of the Liberian Senate, and then they conduct business. But we're yet to establish as to whether they're in consultative meeting. I've engaged with a few persons but nothing has been confirmed yet with respect to whether the senators are in consultative meeting. But what I can say is that there are just a few senators' vehicle here. As we speak, we see the vehicle belonging to Senator Sir Joseph is driving in. The Monserrado County Senator is now driving in. All right, so that's the atmosphere here at the Liberian Senate. Session is here to start, but from the angle of the from the House's wing, session has been actively ongoing for over an hour now. But I want us to go back a little to some of the unfoldings from last week. What exactly were the activities at the level of the Liberian Senate? What are some of those issues that the Liberian Senate, you know, did from the previous engagement? All right, so I thought to make a quick move from this end so I'll be able to go over what I have here. So from the level of the Senate, there was a communication from the president, of Liberia. There was a communication from the president on the concession agreement between the government of Liberia and the Ivanhoe Liberia Limited. That communication, as most of you are aware, was submitted to the Senate last week. So that communication was put on the floor, it was read, and it was sent to the relevant committee. And there was also a communication from Senator Joseph Jala of Lofa County submitting a bill for enactment. So the communication was mainly focused on an act to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court of the Republic of Liberia. The Lofa County Senator presented a communication on that, and there was a bill for an act to establish a Special Economic and Corruption Crimes Court of Liberia as well. That communication again was read it was presented to plenary, it was read and then submitted to the relevant committee, to include the Committee on Judiciary, to take the necessary actions and then report to plenary in due time. There was a communication from Senator Jonathan Butcher Sengbe of River G County regarding the influx of Burkinabes in River G County. Well, initially it was Grand County. That issue became a major concern. I remember the Grand County Senator Thomas Yaya Nimlin raised that issue consistently, that there was an influx of Burkinabes in Grand County. In no time, folks from Maryland County started to report similar issues, but is now extending to other parts of the country. Bone County recently, the senator raised a similar concern, but now the most recent concern now is the one coming from the River G County Senator Jonathan Charles Sengbe. Now he's calling on the government to swiftly intervene, because according to him, he foresees a crisis building up here gradually with the influx of Burkinabes. And according to him, what makes this even worrisome is that the Burkinabes are not just coming to maybe make the farm in those different areas and leave, but they are owning lands. They are purchasing parcels of land from the inhabitants in those different counties, including his own River G County. And there's intermarriages going on as well. And these are all issues he thinks are alarming, and he wants the government to swiftly intervene. So he presented a communication to the plenary asking that body to take some necessary actions. And this particular concern now brings to 3 concerns from senators with respect to the influx of Burkinabes in different parts of Liberia. There was also another communication put forth by the senator with respect to the national team players. According to him, back in 1985, when the national team of Liberia won a game against the Ghana Black Star, the president, out of goodwill, made a promise to the players of the national team that each of them were going to have at least a lot of land situated in the FDA community, as a way of appreciating them for the significant job done that led to the victory in favor of Liberia. But he says since then, the players of the national team are yet to get what was promised to them. So he has been raising that concern. Again, the communication was read on in the plenary on the floor last Thursday, and the body is expected, the relevant committee is expected to act on that subsequently. Now, another communication, very important, was the one from Senator Sir Hali Joseph. The Montserrat County Senator Sir Joseph raised concerns. He addressed, in fact, a communication to the plenary asking that body to make some swift intervention. In his communication, he's calling on the government of Liberia to make some intervention with respect to the planned eviction exercise in the Hotel Africa community. A very good number of Liberians, over 30,000 homes, are expected to be brought down in the soonest possible time based on a planned renovation of the Hotel Africa facility. Well, in the communication from the senator, he's asking the government of Liberia to considered compensating the residents of the Hotel Africa community and relocating them. He says, since in fact the government has lots of lands across the country, the government should take into consideration that those residents of the Hotel Africa community are Liberian citizens who deserve protection under the laws of the country, and he wants the government, he wants the president through the let's say the Ministry of Public Works or the relevant authority to firstly relocate the residents and then consider compensating them. So according to him, once they're relocated and they're given some reasonable compensation, they can now be able to erect homes to those new locations, and at least that will ease the tension. And that was a communication. According to him, that communication was being supported by his colleague, Senators Abraham Darius DeLong, the two senators of Montserrat County, and they are calling on the government of Liberia to consider compensating the residents of the Hotel Africa community. Well, another important item that made it on the agenda for Thursday was an update from there was a briefing rather from the Liberia Diaspora Conference, and during that briefing, the pro-tem of the Liberian Senate, Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, disclosed that they are going to be setting up a diaspora caucus. So just as you have the Montserrat County Caucus, Legislative Caucus, you have Grand Bassa County Caucus, you have all the different counties have their respective caucuses, and those caucuses are there to, it comprises the representatives and the senators of those counties. So say, for example, Montserrat County has 17 districts and which comprises 17 representatives and 2 senators, making it 19 members of the Montserrat County Caucus. So they want to establish similar caucus. This one is not going to be for a particular county, but it's going to be the Diaspora Caucus. So the pro-tem disclosed that they're going to be setting up that caucus very shortly. Probably today, they're going to be doing that. They will make the appointments as to who are those individuals that will be a part of the Diaspora Caucus. So the Diaspora Caucus now will serve as a bridge between Liberians in the diaspora and the leadership of the country. So just as the citizens of the respective counties would engage through the county caucus as to the issues affecting them and what their suggestions or recommendations are, and all of that. Similar thing will be done now with Liberians in the diaspora. With the establishment of the Diaspora Caucus, Liberians in the diaspora will have some sort of link so as to enable them interact with their government and have a say in what's happening in the country. So yes, the Diaspora Caucus is said to be arranged very shortly. And then finally, there were briefings from lawmakers, senators, the few other senators who did not do their briefing on the past days since the Senate returned, or the Senate Legislature returned. They did their briefings on Thursday. Senator Zoe Emmanuel did his briefing, appreciating the government of Liberia for the level of development in his county. And he said, over the years, previous governments have treated the people of Grangeda County like some reserve voters. He says Grangeda County is not a county that should be treated as some reserve votes or people in a county who should only be attended to or greeted when there's a need for their votes or when there's some sort of election around the corner. But he went on to appreciate the current administration for the level of job done in terms of road connectivity and some other improvements in his county. Well, those are just a few of the many items that made it on the agenda last Thursday. So today being Tuesday, with the time already at 12, let me be sure on the time. All right, with the time already at 24 minutes up to 1 p.m. in Monrovia, we're looking forward to seeing what happens next as to whether the Senate is going to have a sitting today. When exactly are they going to start? We're still looking forward to that. But the House of Representatives, as we stated earlier, has been having a very active session, as you hear in the background. That is coming from the House of Representatives, who have been actively engaged with their own session, making it up to the time captured in their own rules as to when they're supposed to start session. But this has not been the case with the Liberian Senate for a very long time. Well, thanks a lot for watching Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Colette. Till we come back, thanks to Ernest being on camera, and have a good day. We will be back once the session at the Liberian Senate concludes. We'll be back to provide you more updates on that. Have a good day, and bye-bye for now.